What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Meg.
And I am Myra. Welcome back to another week. Happy December to everybody.
Yes, and this is our 2024 recap episode, part one, where
Mhm.
we are going to be covering all the insanity that occurred from January to June in 2024. And we got a lot to talk about. This is going to be quite the episode. But before we start there, Myra, how has your December been so far? How's the Christmas shopping going?
Oh, it is not going.
Yeah.
I have
Mm-hmm.
not really started. The plan was to start this weekend, but
Yeah.
life was life in. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really hoping I don't even have a plan. That's how crazy.
Mm-hmm.
November really put me on my ass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm really trying to get up to it because I don't want to be out there with
Mm.
everybody and their mama the 2 days before Christmas or the weekend before Christmas fighting for my life.
I know.
So I
I
really need to
agree.
get it together.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I started a little bit of Christmas shopping over the Black Friday weekend, but not nearly all of it, not
Hmm.
even most of it. So I definitely got a long way to go, and we are recording this on December the 8th. So we have about 17 days until
Hmm.
Christmas, and it's going to be here before we know it. So I definitely need to get to it, but I'm excited. I just love the holidays so much. We got our tree and our decorations and all that up, so it's feeling very
Yeah.
Christmassy in the house. It's feeling very Christmassy outside. We got some super cold weather. I know you got some super cold
Hmm.
weather recently. It's definitely beginning to feel a lot like Christmas for sure.
Yeah. I'm actually hoping for a white Christmas. Selfishly,
Yes,
so we don't have to travel to nobody else's house.
I mean valid.
But also because pretty. But
Mhm.
that's the
Mhm.
main reason. But yeah, we did get some cold weather. It warmed up a bit around here.
Yeah.
But but yeah, decorations is up, so it feels like
Mhm.
Christmas. I just need
Mhm.
to get these gifts in order. I have
Agreed.
ideas
Agreed.
and plans of what I want to
Yeah.
do, just nothing set in stone. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
Yeah. There we go. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling very hopeful about having a white Christmas or a white New Year's. Usually we do not get snow this early in the year. Usually it's like January, February before we get
Hmm.
any real snow here. So the fact that we got snow before it was even like officially wintertime, it
Yeah.
makes me extremely, extremely hopeful. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I just hope that is on Christmas. I actually
Mhm.
have. Are you off Christmas week
Oh
or
yeah.
just today?
I'm off for 2 weeks. That is the perks
Oh,
of
of
working
school.
with a school
Yeah.
district. Yeah. I'm
Iconic. I
very
was
happy
able
about
to
that.
hustle my way to get the 2 days after Christmas, which I was
Oh
really nervous about
nice.
because
Yeah.
Christmas on a Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I think
but
like Christmas on like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Come on.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
not
I
even
can
worth.
take Thursday because it's only one day that you'll have
Thursday
to
is
take off. Yeah.
better, but
But Tuesday,
still,
Wednesdays,
I know.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Not
Yeah.
ideal. Not
Yeah.
ideal.
Yeah. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun either way. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to it. I will ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the obvious, what are you looking forward to in 2025 or hopeful for?
What am I hopeful for in 2025? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to be
I know
hopeful.
it's grim. I'm trying
It's
to
very
keep
grim.
the
I
positive
am
vibes.
I am hopeful for Wicked Part 2. Okay, we're gonna talk
Okay.
about Wicked
Okay.
obviously on the next episode. I am hopeful for a potential Beyonce tour in
Hmm.
2025. I am just, I guess hopeful just about life and, you know, things getting better. I don't know. I'm
It's
so
hard.
hopeful.
It's a
It is
hard
hard.
question.
It's hard. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about anything else. Besides like the obvious stuff, health and
Hmm.
careers and things like that. I'm just I hope things are not gonna be as bad as some people are kind of anticipating as far as like politics and things like that go. So we're gonna see though. What about
Yeah.
you?
Also hopeful for Beyonce, of course. Looking forward. I did score a Kendrick ticket, so looking forward to that in June.
Nice.
Um, that's it. I wish I had more.
We'll
That's
think.
it. Yeah,
Let's
other than
let's
health and the
yeah.
news stuff, I it's hard. It's really hard. I was hoping we could think of some more things, but
Let's revisit at the end of, because we're recording both these episodes back to back. So at
yeah,
the end of episode 2, let's come back to this, and
yeah,
maybe over the next couple hours, we will have thought of some other things to be hopeful about in the new
yeah.
year. So
And y'all do
yeah.
too. Let us know if y'all over on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube in the comments. Drop down what you're hopeful for, and if you have to listen to the episodes to figure that out, do so.
Do so. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. Besides that, I am definitely hopeful about our Patreon community and hoping
Hmm.
you guys come over and join us. Patreon.com/planners and wine. We are always doing fun things over in our exclusive Facebook group. And it is just such a light in this community. Because we just talk about the things that's going on. It's no drama, just a lot of like-minded individuals who who love to plan and just who love a lot of other things, and we just have
Hmm.
a safe space to talk about it. So I hope y'all come over and join, and obviously there are other perks to being in our Patreon as well, but I definitely think our Facebook community is the number one perk.
Yeah, we have a pretty cool community. We
Mm-hmm.
just did YouTube live and just kind of got out all of our grievances, and it was just a
Mm-hmm.
cool, safe space. So if you're looking for like-minded people, we got a lot of book lovers, cozy
Yes.
lovers, and stuff. So this is the place to be because 2025 is going to be all about having your close-knit community because it's you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna need it to keep saying.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yep,
So join us.
exactly. Join us. But yeah, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break and we will be right back to get the episode started. All right, y'all. So we are back and let's get into some of the highlights from January of
Mhm.
2024. First thing we have to talk about is Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay and how he totally went like that. So Raven and predicted the future of
Legit.
this year. That's so Cat, that was
That's
crazy.
okay. I love it. Yeah. I think honestly, this interview is like, I mean, we all know Shannon Sharp. Like he had a platform before this, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that interview like propelled Club Shay Shay into like kind of this really huge mainstream thing. So
Definitely did.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely
So
did.
it was pretty cool to see for Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
But the way Kat legit predicted, everybody has gotten exposed. People who have
Mm-hmm.
done wrongdoing is like fucking around and finding out. Like he said 2024 was going to be the year of truth, and boy, was it.
Boy, was
Full
it?
truth.
Oh my gosh.
Full
Yeah.
truth.
There has definitely been some things this year that have gone down that I have just never expected to go down. And
Yeah.
obviously, we going to talk about them. But Cat, he did that. Like, is there some type of award for like best prediction of the year or something? Like, it has to go to Cat Williams because he absolutely, like, it'll be fun to like go back and rewatch his Club Shay Shay episode to really get a refresh
Yeah.
on everything he said and just to see how much of that truly came to fruition, because yeah, it put Club Shay Shay on the map,
For
and
sure.
it just predicted the future of this year for sure. So
Yeah, it just completely blew up.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out to Kat. I feel like he just kind of opened our world
Yeah,
to people being truthful and all that good stuff. But thank you, I guess.
I know.
Up
Shout out to
until
Cat.
November, thank you.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. Okay, the next big thing was that Gypsy Rose was released from prison, and that was pretty huge. If you are familiar with the Gypsy Rose case, I'm not gonna recap it. We talked about it on the episode in January, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But also just do a little bit of research because she has had quite a crazy year. We're gonna talk about some other stuff with her later on as well, but her being free set a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff into motion for this year too. And she has had a crazy year.
Uh the D is fire. I can't believe that was January. Can you
She
believe that
did
was
say
just
that. And then she left him for her ex. Wow.
Guess that was fire
Wow.
too.
I guess it wasn't fire enough. I guess it was not fire enough. Okay. Oh, Gypsy Rose. Yeah, her on social media has been so wild. And it's just such a cautionary tale to other people who might potentially be like in the limelight for one reason or another. The limelight in social media is not for everybody. And it's okay to stay
Mm-mm.
off. It is
Especially not for
okay.
somebody who's been basically away since social media has been social media. She's
Exactly.
been in jail ever since, you know, the
She's been
world
in
as social
jail
media as we know it is. Yeah.
ever since, and she's also been like famous and kind of in the limelight her entire life without
Right.
even her
Yeah.
own doing having anything to do with that. So yeah, she, it's gonna be interesting to see what Gypsy Rose has in store for next year. Because yeah, we'll get back to her. We'll get
Yeah.
back to her.
Unfortunately, we will.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened in January too. Hallie and DDG announced their baby after a very secret, not so secret pregnancy. I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest. The way Hallie tried to cover up and like lied about being pregnant, I started to believe that she really wasn't pregnant. I
Look,
really did.
same.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like definitely was gaslit into believing it. I get her reasoning behind it. Like she has the
Yes.
right to keep her pregnancy, her giving life
Private.
private. I
Mm-hmm.
I understand it, but damn, was we gaslight to believe that
I
she
know.
wasn't pregnant?
I
We really
know.
was, but I still stand behind. Like I'm all for
Mm-hmm.
if the
That's
person
all
isn't
right.
telling me that they're
Mm-hmm.
pregnant, then they not. But
Exactly. It's
yeah,
none of my
yeah,
business until they make it
right.
my business for sure. And you know what? I think had Hallie been in a relationship with a different person with a different job, I think it would have been way
Mm,
easier for her to keep it private how she wanted to and not having to like blatantly lie about it. Because like, DDG's whole job is being a streamer.
right.
So he literally lied about it. Like he literally like verbatim said she is not pregnant. This is not happening. Whereas like say if he had a different job and he could have just ignored it. Like I kind of feel like that almost would have been a better route to go. Obviously not trying to police them or tell them how they could have did this, but I think totally ignoring it and not acknowledging it is a little bit better than like blatantly straight up having to lie about it. Because
Yeah.
then once it was out there, a lot of people were not very nice and people took it very, very personally being like blatantly lied to. But they had their reasons and she has every right to keep her pregnancy private. But little baby Halo is the absolute freaking cutest. They
He's
showed his
so
face
cute.
after a few months and now he all over social media thanks to DDG. He's precious.
Thanks to DDG.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope we don't talk about him no more.
We
I mean,
don't.
okay, good.
We don't.
Like,
Because
I'm not a
first of
fan.
all, DGG and he likes to clap back, and we don't have time to have no internet wars with,
He
with the
likes to try,
DDG
I will
and his
say.
fan base. He does like to
He
try.
likes to try,
Yeah,
but yeah. Shout
we
out
wish
to
him the
Baby
best.
Halo.
There we
Spitting
go.
image of Haley.
I mean,
Holly. Is it Haley or
so
Holly?
yeah, the eyes, it's all in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks exactly like
Twins.
Hallie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I can't believe this happened in January. It felt like it was a lot more recent than what it was for some reason. But the Meg versus Nikki
Mm-hmm.
beef, and I even notated on here that Nikki lost because I didn't want to forget. Yeah, that was wild. That was a time. Nikki got very, very below the belt and very dirty, and it didn't work for her, unfortunately. And the Barbs did that also, which is to be expected from them.
Yeah.
And it just, I think this was the beginning of the Young Money fall from grace
For sure. Definitely the
for the
beginning.
year. Mm-hmm.
And remembering correctly, Meg dropped his, and that was it. She ain't even respond back to none of Nikki's stuff,
Mm-mm.
ain't acknowledge it, ain't say nothing. So a
Yeah.
fine example of just it's being silent and ignoring it.
Right.
Just you can allow people to crash out
And,
because you
and
ain't
and
saying
crash
that.
out, she
She
did.
did.
And
She
crash out,
did.
she absolutely, the Barbs crashed out. I mean, I think the smartest thing Nikki has done since then, just a kind of glimpse into the future,
Mm-hmm.
is to fall back and
Yeah.
to
And
just
that's,
chill, which
yeah.
other people in Young Money should have done as well, but we're gonna get to that.
Although
Um
she poked her little head out a little bit in the
mhm,
future,
she did.
regarding the other Young Money folks, but I
Yeah.
I can never forgive Nikki for the mom stuff.
I know. It
That's
was
gross.
disgusting. It was
Yeah.
really, really gross. Because you, first of all, you know it's not true. And second of all, it's just unnecessary. It was just it just lets you know like that was really the only thing that she kind of had. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's not worth is it really worth your legacy and your reputation to like go that low just to hurt somebody? Like, mm,
To
I don't
her,
think
I
it
guess it
was.
is.
Right. Right.
Literally ruining her legacy by being a hater.
Literally. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you know, the reason for them having so much beef is because really it was a one-sided beef for a very long time. Like Meg really didn't like play into it that much, and at least to me, it has never been super clear why Nikki hated Meg so much. Besides just being a hater and not wanting to compete with anybody else, you know, like she never is really super nice to the rap girls.
Allegedly, it's because Meg was trying to force her to drink.
Oh yeah, when she was pregnant or something like that,
Hmm.
which
Which I don't think Meg knew that she was pregnant. Maybe it wasn't, public
yeah.
knowledge at that
But
point.
then, like, even that, see, that just seems like such a wild reason to turn into like this like whole beef. But I guess people like Nicki Minaj, I guess, didn't really need much of a reason. But yeah,
Yeah.
that feels crazy, especially if she didn't know.
It feels like
Um,
a cop out. It feels like you was hating on her rise and
that's what
she
I
finally
think
did something
too.
to
And
like
that
bring
was
the
your
grass.
excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was just your excuse to just lose your mind. But
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
cute. Not
It's not
cute.
cool.
Mm-mm. Okay, also the one of the first examples of the Keith Lee effect going terribly wrong because people who were the recipients of it didn't deserve it. The
Hmm.
whole Sweetly Seasoned situation where Keith visited this family owned business,
Hmm.
actually really liked the food. They got the Keith Lee glow up, they got the attention, they got the customers, and they quite literally fumbled the bag being greedy,
Yeah.
um, and got exposed for their greed and their selfishness. And I mean, they went from having lines wrapped around the building to like nobody there within like a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad that they let this large amount of money. I think it's like what, $4,000. She was supposed to keep two. One was supposed to go to the hair barber, another 1,000 supposed to go to the hairstylist or somebody else helping her out that does hair or whatever. Um, and they
Yeah.
let $4,000 really cloud their judgment. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you just would have did the right thing, and on top of that, the hairstylist was just like, just pay my brother. You can have my 1,000. So they would have got
Right.
3,000. And I don't
Right.
know
Right.
if these are
Right.
right numbers. I'm just going off of memory, but they really let that large in quotes, I guess large to them, chunk of money. Like they let something that they have right now cloud their judgment for the money that they could potentially be making in the future.
One
Because
thousand percent.
a lot
Exactly.
of these restaurants that get this Keith Lee effect, it's not just a one-off thing. Like
No.
it blows them up. Like
Mm-hmm.
they continue to make money after money after money off of Keith Lee visiting them once,
Yeah.
and putting it
Mm-hmm.
out there. So they really let that $4,000
Yeah. And
mess them up.
I get it. I get that, sometimes times is hard and
Hmm.
you get a come up and you just maybe, I don't know, you just aren't thinking, but this is why you need to always be thinking because like you said, like they let a decent amount of money right now you stop a huge bag for
Right.
the future potential of this restaurant because I remember it was a whole thing where they were getting flooded with negative Google reviews. They
Yeah.
were having to change their name and all that. Like this was a huge case of the Keith Lee effect just going terribly wrong, and it was literally all because of their own behavior.
Hmm.
Something that was totally avoidable. And honestly, I think this was worse than getting a bad food review. I think you can recover better from getting a bad food review than you can with people thinking that you're greedy and selfish and that you're trying to take advantage
Yeah.
of Lee and these other people who are just trying to help you out. Like you can't recover from that, and I don't think they have.
I definitely don't think they have, because it's one thing to be like, oh, Keith Lee didn't like my food. Like Keith Lee, at the end of the day, it's his taste buds, it's his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You could like something that he doesn't like,
Right.
but when you are showing your ass and looking like somebody greedy and trying to get over on somebody, like people don't like that. People don't want to
No.
support that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Totally agree. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Sweetly season now. I ain't heard
Nothing.
about them really. It's probably good for them, but this was definitely a cautionary tale for other restaurants. Like, just do the right thing. Like Keith Lee coming to visit you and putting you, on his social media
Mhm.
platform and talking good about your food and stuff. Like that is a great thing, and great things are gonna come for you if you are deserving for it, and if you're not, you're gonna show your ass and you're gonna fumble your own bag, and that's literally what happened to them.
Yeah.
Literally.
One of the first examples of the year of what Kat was saying,
Yep.
truth coming out. Like, yeah, that
Yep.
I just don't think the owners or owner is just a genuinely nice person. They
Mm-mm.
literally just was like, here's a come up and I'm gonna run with it.
Yep.
So
Yep. Agreed.
unfortunately
Agreed.
they didn't get the benefit off of that effect.
Not at all. Not at all. As far as the planner community goes, the big thing that happened last January was the Go Wild Dallas speaker announcement. And obviously we're going to talk about, just Go Wild Dallas in general once we
Mhm.
get to March, or was it April? April, once we get to April.
It's
But
usually my trade. So yeah.
right. A highlight for sure for me was Martha freaking Stewart. Like that was
Mhm.
so cool. Just knowing that we were going to be hearing from Martha Stewart and at the same location as Martha Stewart. Like that was just so beyond cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say I thought it was freaking cool to have our names on the same like marquee as Martha Stewart. I think that's freaking dope.
Very cool. That was
Who can
very
say that?
cool as well. And we also had a V from Under the Desk News. They were
Yes.
announced as well. And that was so exciting because I have been following them for a while on social
Hmm.
media, and just to know that we were going to get to hear from them, very cool, very cool. And
Yeah.
Amanda Rachel Lee too. I love her.
Yeah. It was a really good lineup.
Mm-hmm. Very good lineup. Moving on to February, Club Shay Shay was just really one of the highlights of the
Meeting.
year because Monique came through. And I mean, there was a lot of ramifications from that Monique interview. I don't even think I ever put on here the fact that at some point her son, who she is estranged from, started
Yeah.
speaking out, and there was like a back and forth with them, and all of that came from this Club Shay Shay interview. And I definitely think Monique might have did some harm to the reputations of people like, Oprah, who she brought up, Lee Daniels, and people like that, who she brought up, Tyler Perry. But Monique kind of also shot herself in the foot with this interview as
Yeah.
well, because I started looking at her very differently once her son came out with his story about their estrangement and why that is.
Which honestly, I think he said this too. He would have never said anything if she didn't basically kind of like paint the picture as he didn't want the relationship as she was
Yeah.
trying, which from his testimony and clearly from her and her husband coming out, like it was
Mm-hmm.
clear that this is on her doing. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if you are the parent, I put the blame on you.
Yeah.
This period point blank. Like
I,
I just put
yeah.
the blame on you.
I feel like outside of some extenuating circumstances, it is usually the parents' fault
Mhm.
when there is some type of estrangement. And I think something that people started to realize was a common theme in all of Monique's problems with other people is that, oh, I'm so innocent. I never did anything to them. I
Yeah.
don't know why they're treating me like this. And it's like at some point, like if
You
you're always having problems, like you might be
Mhm.
the common denominator in those problems. And I kind of think that's what people kind of started to peep. Not to say that other people were totally blameless either, but Monique has just never from what I've heard, been able to take any type of accountability for her responsibility in any of these relationships, including the one with her son, which is
Yeah.
wild. And
Yeah.
like you said, that's exactly why he decided to speak out, because he was very offended that there was no accountability taken on her part whatsoever. So,
Yeah, not once. Yeah, because yeah, totally agree. It reminds
mm-hmm,
me of that the insecure lady, that everybody is against her
mm-hmm,
and she's always the victim. And two things can be true. Like you could have gotten screwed over by somebody, but when it's you versus several different people in several different aspects, like at some point we gotta look at the mirror here. Like, what is
yeah.
going on?
Exactly. But that was another fantastic Club Shay interview. And look,
Yeah,
people
they
can
was eating in
say
the beginning of the year.
eating up, and people can say what they want about Shannon Sharp as an interviewer, but it's something about him that makes people just open up to him and just be honest and real, so at least from their perspective of what's
Mhm.
going on. And I kind of like that he's not like a traditional journalist with the traditional like safe questions. Like, he asks whatever he wants, whatever he's on his mind, he's gonna ask them about it, and that's exactly what he does. And I think that's why his interviews are so good, because at least for the most part, the people that he talks to are people that he has some type of relationship with or are familiar with, so he
Mhm.
knows the type. Most of the time I think he knows what to ask, and I think he does a good job at asking those questions. I haven't felt a lot of times that I'm like, dang, I wish he would have asked this or most of the time he asks the nosy ass questions that we all be wanting to know anyway, and they tell
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. It comes more off as a like a you're in on a conversation with a friend
yes.
group. It's not really he doesn't really come with like hard hitting questions to
Mm-hmm.
like put somebody in a corner or whatever.
Right,
So I
right.
think people feel a lot more comfortable to open up because of that.
100%.
Yeah.
Because he's not attacking them, and he
Yeah.
makes them feel safe, and I think
Yeah.
that is huge. So, shout out to Uncle Shannon. Also we had Usher performing the Super
Mhm.
Bowl halftime show. That was so exciting. I think it might have been the first time I've ever seen anybody do it on roller skates. I'm not, don't quote me on
Iconic.
that, but that's the first time I remember that. Yeah, it was so iconic. I thought he did a great job. And yeah, that was definitely a
Yeah.
really great part of the Super Bowl. Like, I only
Also,
watch for the part halftime stuff. So
it wasn't in Atlanta either. Just FYI, since we talking about artists that need to perform in their home city. Just saying.
it wasn't in Atlanta. Are
It
we
was not
sure?
in Atlanta. I
Where
think
was
it
the
was in
Super
Vegas.
Bowl? Oh, I think you
Let
might
me
be
double check, but I'm pretty
right.
sure it was in Vegas. What would that be 2024 Super Bowl or is that
Yeah,
considered 2023
2024.
season?
They were do. Yeah, they were in Las Vegas. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
FYI, just saying as we get to
Mm-hmm.
the fall of more Young Money stuff, but
Just throwing that out there.
Super Bowl has
Okay.
been in Atlanta before. I just saying.
Yes, and I mean Usher is quite literally the king of Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
but that has no bearing on
He
who does
literally
Super
brought
Bowl.
Atlanta to that stage. I mean, with the roller
He
skating, that's really
did.
huge in Atlanta. So,
That's why I think I forgot that it wasn't in Atlanta, because it felt
mm-hmm.
so Atlanta. It really, really did. But again, I love that
We'll
you see
get
that
there.
little
Yeah.
nugget. That little nugget in there, a little teaser for later. Okay, so obviously the highlight of the Super Bowl, no shade to Usher whatsoever,
I'm
but
glad it was after the
right.
performance too.
Beyonce,
Yeah.
she's a classy queen, okay?
Consider it
She
queen,
and
yes.
Is her boy. She's not gonna do him dirty.
Right.
But Beyonce had I believe it was a Verizon commercial, which
Mm-hmm.
was so cute. And at the end, she was like, "Okay, now drop the new music." And I swear, the world stopped. The
We were
world
scrambling between
stopped.
streaming services.
We were scrub. We said, "Hold up!" Like, we knew she did not say that for no reason.
She's a calculated
And
queen. Yep.
Calculated Queen, she dropped two songs, Texas Hold'em
Uh-huh.
and 16 Carriages, and
Uh-huh.
also announced Act 2 Cowboy Carter. Oh my gosh. I swear my heart stopped. That was such a moment. I
Did
was
we get
excited.
the date for the album release too that day?
I'm not
Or was
sure if we got the date. I know
okay.
we probably knew it was gonna come like soon, like in
Yeah.
March, but I don't know if we had the exact date. Knowing Beyonce, we probably did. she probably just let it all out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was, oh my god, that was so good. And I don't care what nobody say, I still love Texas Hold'em. It was in one of my top
It
songs
eats.
of this year.
Yes.
Mason loves Texas Hold'em. Like, I still love that song.
It's
So
so good. It's so good.
so
It
good.
definitely was at the top. Funny, like foreshadowing. All of my top 3 songs was diss tracks, and I posted it on Threads, and somebody was like, "What kind of year was you having? Why is it top 3
Beef.
songs diss
Beef
tracks?"
was Myra's theme of 2024. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was such a moment. We was scrambling.
Oh,
And then
I
she
wish
was
we could go back to that. It was such a
it
happy
was so
moment.
good. And she
Yeah.
was just at the stadium, just on her phone, because she was at Super Bowl, just drop the new music.
Literally, we seen
Girl,
that woman press the button.
ate us up. Ate us up. Oh, that was such a moment. That was such a moment. Oh my gosh. One of the highlights for sure of
Mhm.
February, and literally the singular event that turned TikTok into a long form video
Seriously.
platform was Who the Fuck Did I Marry by Reese and Tisa. Yeah, I mean, it was what, like 45 parts or something like that.
It somewhere in the 40s for sure. It was a lot of different parts. And mind you, like each part was like 10 to 15
Every
minutes at
part was the
least.
max
Yeah.
amount of time for a video. And I don't think I started watching until she was maybe on like part like 15, 20 or
Yeah, I
something
was
like
like
that.
well into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to binge for like a
Yeah.
whole day. I just binged all the parts that were out. And then literally every single day when she would come out with more and more parts, like it literally just took
Mhm.
over our lives. It
It
took
really
over
did.
our
Yeah.
lives.
Took over the platform. I would say
Literally.
completely took over the platform, which
Sure did.
I'm so happy for her. She's been doing so well. Still
She
follow her to this
has.
day.
Yep.
I mean, she had the Paris trip, the London trip.
Mhm.
We had what was this? Legion. We had Legion come out, try to give his side of the story. It really shows. I think the first 2 months, like with how long Club Shay Shay
Mhm.
episodes are,
Yep.
and this like 40 plus parts, or was it 52? I don't
It
know.
was a lot. It
It
was
was
a
a
lot of
lot.
parts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It goes to show that it's not that folks have a low attention span.
Mhm.
If you have the good content, folks are going to sit around and listen or watch your good content.
Absolutely. Exactly. Exactly. She definitely saved the what people thought of our attention spans at this
Yeah.
at this point, because we was locked in. We were
Lot.
locked
Yeah.
in. I mean, I was at work. I literally was listening to TikTok like it was a podcast.
Oh, I count this as
Literally.
audiobook that I
Yeah,
read this year.
exactly. Exactly. It
Legit.
was. It was so
Yeah.
good. And I'm so glad when Legion came out, when nobody paying no attention to him and did nobody care. Like, we was like, boy, bye. Boy,
Yeah, like
bye.
why are you doing an interview? Like all these major corporations or major
Mm-hmm.
publications were trying to reach out to you and you said no, but some random person on YouTube, that's who I'm gonna go
Because
with.
he was full of shit. Because
Full
he
of
was
it.
full of it. And I like that a lot of, because there are a lot of pages on TikTok who their whole purpose is to like take something long form and make it more like digestible for people who just want who just wanted a
Mhm.
2 minute synopsis of the whole situation. A lot of those pages and some of the prominent ones were like, no, like especially since they were like non-black people who do that, and this was a black
Oh
woman telling
yeah,
her
like Cliff
story.
Notes girl, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Mhm.
her specifically being like, this is not my story to make smaller for y'all. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. And she was very, very respectful of her. So I was like, yeah, that's a real one. That is
And
a real one.
honestly, I don't feel like you could shorten it. Like the amount of stuff that
You
she
need
went
the
through, yeah,
details.
you
You
have
need
to
the
like
details.
get into it to understand it. And unfortunately, if you don't want to go through all the parts, then maybe this is something you just gonna have to miss, and that's okay.
Exactly. And you
People
know
want to
what?
be in the know, but want to get a shorter version. Like,
I remember a lot of big creators being like, I ain't watching all that. I ain't watching all that. And then
mhm.
when they saw everybody else watching and talking about it,
Hopped
they
on.
caved.
Yep.
They caved and
Yep.
they watched it. So yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but
A
that was
lot of
such a
people was
time.
eating during that. A lot of like reactions to videos to
Uh-huh.
watching it. But yeah, it was really such a time.
It was a time. But yeah, shout out to Risa T. So, like you said, I'm so happy to see her
Mhm.
still doing so well and prospering. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say she just recently like left her full time job. Like she didn't even like leave her job or anything right away. I want to say I think I just heard recently that she left her full time
Yeah, like within the
job.
past few weeks, like type
Yeah,
usually. Yes, but yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah. Uh the only thing we have for the planner community for February is the return of the EC seasonal surprise box. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't remember nothing about this box. I don't remember nothing because y'all know we don't really do surprise boxes anymore. No shade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
I
I don't
don't.
remember. I don't remember
I
anything
rem
about
I
it.
remember us not being too excited about it coming back. I
Yeah.
think I think people were though. I think people were wanting the surprise box, but I
Mm-hmm.
also think they changed it up a bit if I'm not mistaken. Like it's not how it used to be. Like
Yeah,
you
I
have
think it was
different
some changes.
options and you can see a
Yeah.
few items or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how's that going?
Who knows? I don't know. I don't
Did
know.
they have a winner fall?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. I feel like we would know about it, but I don't
Yeah.
quote us because who
Yeah,
really
I feel
knows?
like there was one, this one, and then maybe another one. I don't feel like I heard.
Hmm.
But I could just be, out of the loop. Not trying to say it hasn't happened. I just don't recall.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm not sure either. But yeah, moving on to March, and y'all, I literally had to just look up the names of these people to remember who was on season 6 of Love Is
Oh, that's
Blind.
AD season, right?
Yes, AD
Okay.
and Clay. We
Hmm.
had Jimmy and Chelsea. Was it Chelsea? AKA
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
Girl.
Um, that was so
Oh
crazy.
my gosh.
That was so crazy. Who else? We had Jessica, who ended up going on, I think, Too Hot to Handle or some other Netflix
Oh
show that I
yeah.
didn't watch. But yeah, this season, oh yeah, Sarah Ann and that Jeremy guy, I think they like just broke up like within the last couple of
Oh
months.
yeah, because they started dating. That was the one that was that AD kind of got in on.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because she was like, because Jeremy had chose somebody else, but then Sarah Ann kind of came back into the picture, and it
Mhm.
seemed like it might have been some overlap. It was just a very messy situation, and we knew it was gonna be messy while Sarah Ann and Jeremy was sitting up at the reunion, acting like they was about
It
to be
was,
like
yeah.
happily ever after. It was a joke.
You
But
lose them
yeah,
how you get them.
you losing how you get them, and yeah, and like I'm happy. I really thought that Jimmy and Chelsea, they kind of seemed like they was kind of working on something for a minute, but I don't think he ever really wanted her. And so I think they finally just let that go. So
Did they try after the season wrap?
I think so. Or they were
Oh,
like
okay.
best friends in quotations or something like that. It was a lot. It was
Yeah.
a lot.
Shout out to the one couple that I can't remember their names that we clearly knew was going to make it from day one. They were cute though. They giving Disney couple.
Who was it again? Let me see. I'm looking
Oh
at the list to see. I'm just gonna look up Love Is Blind season 6 successful
yeah.
because
They
usually,
because it's just one. It was
yeah,
just one.
nowadays we get like maybe one good
Yeah.
couple per season. With Johnny and Amy,
Johnny and Amy. Yep.
yeah,
They
Johnny
still
and
going
Amy,
strong.
yeah,
Shout out to them. They were cute.
they were cute. They
Yeah.
were cute, but yeah, this was the fun season to cover for sure.
Yeah.
Uh oh my god, we also had all the Where Is Kate Middleton drama back in March. Obviously
Oh yeah. Did she
they ended
also
up,
come out with this in this month too?
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know
I
when
can't
she
remember the
finally
time.
said it,
Yeah.
but yeah, but she did end up, announcing her cancer diagnosis
Mhm.
around this time or whatever, but it was weird for a minute. And I don't
Yeah.
like trying to speculate on people's like health or anything like that, but the way that everybody was moving was very very strange. I mean, at one point we thought that they had a body double for her in there.
Yeah.
We thought it was like some AI generated pictures because
Mhm.
it was some very weird like editing and Photoshop choices made to where people were speculating about her potentially like not even being alive anymore. It was so
Yeah.
crazy. It
Yeah.
was so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was such a weird time. And to
Mm-hmm.
think about that, like that was all everybody was talking about. And I don't think nobody said nothing since.
No.
It's doing these shows is so funny because you would like during that time it was like cake, cake, cake every single where. And then now
Mm-hmm.
was like, damn, we can barely remember the full details of it. Like nobody has said nothing about her. So
I know.
it goes to show like you really got like 30 minutes when it comes to being popping off on social
I know. I know that's so true. That is so true. But yeah, that was insane. That
media.
was insane time. We also had the Quiet on the Set documentary about some of the happenings behind the scenes
Yeah.
on some of our favorite Nickelodeon shows growing up. This rocked my damn world. This
Devastated.
rock, especially with Drake, from
Drake,
Drake and
yeah.
Josh talking
That
about
hurt my
his story.
soul.
I had
Yeah.
no idea about any of that. I don't think I
Yeah.
knew about any of that. That was just so sad to hear. And then like the stuff with like even like Ariana Grande and like some
Hmm.
of the really like not cool things that she had to say and do during her time in Nickelodeon. Like, and you're just like a kid watching this stuff and it's just going over your head. You're not even thinking really anything of it. And to
Yeah.
now to see it as an adult, man, that was
Yeah.
messed
Yeah, it
up.
was heartbreaking, especially like
Mm-hmm.
some of the skits that was on all that.
Oh
Like
my
you said, it
gosh.
goes over your head as a kid, but looking back at it as an adult, like this was
Yeah.
hella inappropriate.
Hella inappropriate. And one man was like the primary source of that, but to
Yeah.
also for them to have like producers with like questionable past and charges and doing wild stuff. Oh my gosh. Ugh,
Eh, Insane. Truly
insane.
insane. Yeah.
Insane. Um this
J
next one.
J Lo not
J
seeing no peace
Lo getting dragged by the Bronx. Okay. That
with
was
her orange drink.
yeah. Because I think what it was, she did one of them like Vogue, like 100 question things or
Yeah.
something like
Hmm.
that. And they was like, what do you order at a bodega? And she said like ham and cheese and orange. And she said something like that. And
Yeah.
it
If
sent the
you know,
Bronx
you know. And
into a
nobody
frenzy.
knew.
They said, what? An orange? What?
Yeah, and you know, you New Yorkers like they serious about they shit. They
They
serious about their
serious.
bodega order. So I don't know why. Maybe because you know J Lo has not been from the block. J Lo has been rich for a very very long time.
I
So
think
maybe back then,
that's the
yeah,
issue because
yeah,
okay, J Lo is what like in her 50s now.
yeah,
J Lo been wealthy since she was probably in her mid to late 20s, early 30s. So for a very long time, J Lo has not lived in the Bronx for a few decades at this point, and it really just
mhm,
highlighted like how out of touch, I guess,
yeah.
she is. And it's just like it's okay to be out of touch, but don't act like you're not out of touch. That's the
That's the
problem,
problem. Yeah,
you
that's the
know.
problem. And that doesn't mean you have to be like that wasn't my experience at some point in time. Like we believe you was from the block.
We
But
do
at this point you have not been from the block longer than you have been from the block. So
exactly.
let's
That's
not try to act like you
exactly
still from there.
right. Exactly. And it's just
Yeah.
like you can show love to your hometown, your home city
Hmm.
without it seeming like you just trying to fake the funk. Like, I mean, think about how much love Beyonce always shows to Houston. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, Beyonce is like a extremely wealthy person. And even when she talks about her childhood and stuff, like she didn't grow up in like with a rough circumstance or nothing like
Right.
that. She grew up in like a two-parent household with like very like prominent and successful parents. Like she's always very clear about that. So there's just no element of faking anything with her. And I think, yeah, J Lo, that was so
I'll
funny.
yeah, and she gives back. That's the thing too. Like
Mm-hmm.
she does give back to her community, and it's like J Lo, where you been at? You've been missing from this block for a while.
Right. Because if she did it's giving back, we just not hearing about it or
Yeah.
something. But like you said, like it would definitely have been received very differently if she was the person who was always talking about the Bronx, always in the Bronx, always
Hmm.
doing stuff for that community. It would have been received very different. But I do think people just be super hard on J Lo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
J
little bit of
Lo wants to
bias
be
too.
relatable so bad.
She
And it
does, and
yeah,
she's
I think
not.
yeah, she's just not. I think
She's
that's what
not.
people harp on because she just
Yep.
she overdoes it a little bit. And I think this was one of those times, unfortunately.
Girl, just live in your divahood. Just be a diva. Like, I don't know where the hell Mariah Carey from.
Couldn't
Because
tell you.
she just lives in her divaness.
Pop out
So
every November for Christmas. That's
literally
yeah,
collect her check
for
and then
2 months out of the year.
goes back into hibernation in January. Respect. We respect Mariah.
Yes.
Also, obviously in March we did get the Cowboy Carter album.
Y'all,
Oh, what a
take me
time.
back, please. I want to hear this album for the first time again. I arguably I want to say best Beyonce album, and I love Renaissance.
It
I love
it's
Lemonade, but
so hard.
yeah,
It's so hard to even compare Beyonce album because if you had asked me in March, April, what's my favorite Beyonce album, I definitely would have said Cowboy Carter. Now that we're at the end of the year and I've been re-listening to Lemonade, re-listening
mm-hmm.
to Renaissance, like it's so freaking impossible to choose. But I think Cowboy Carter is her best for just different reasons. Like she just really, like she just did so much to uplift the Black
Yeah,
country music community. Like the impact of Cowboy Carter is like unlike any of her other albums, like
yeah,
for sure. I think only Renaissance really comes close to that
yeah,
level of
yeah.
impact. Because like all the historical context, the features that she has on the album, I mean, it was just beautiful. It's just such a great album, such great music. Beyonce just outdoes herself with every single album. I like it just she just totally just recreates herself as an artist and like nobody does that. Nobody does that the way that she does.
Yeah, yeah. I,
I love her. I love
yeah,
her.
she just really does it. I
Mhm.
that's why I have to give it to Cowboy Carter,
Mhm.
because of the impact, but because of what has changed the conversation around it, the people that was able to get put on, the historical people like Linda being
Mhm.
able to be recognized because of this
Mhm.
album. Like it's so much, and it's just so wild to think that this was supposed to be Act One,
I know.
and she was like,
I
nope,
know.
the people need joy right now,
Yep.
and gave us Renaissance first.
Yep.
But I think
Which
she made a good choice
I
though,
think so
honestly.
too. I
Yeah,
think it just makes sense. I think it
yeah.
makes sense to start with something so fun and uplifting and joyful and then go
Hmm.
to something like Cowboy Carter, which is just so deep and like so meaningful and beautiful on its own. And also, there's still lots of speculation about a potential act 3, which I totally think that there is an act
Hmm.
3 coming. And it's just but Cowboy Carter is just it's so good. It's
It's
so
really, really
freaking
good.
amazing. I just
I
love it.
love it. I yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to think, I mean, that's all we got. No visuals.
Mm-mm.
We
Girl,
literally just the album. No
don't piss
tour
me off.
as of
Don't
right
piss me
now.
off. Don't piss me off.
But that
Because
goes to show how good the
you
album
know,
is
on its own. And
on
you
its
know what?
own.
I can definitely, even though I don't like it, I can definitely respect that Beyonce is at a point in her career where she does what she wants to do, and she's not
I love
doing.
that for her.
She don't
Yeah.
have to do the conventional album release thing
Hmm.
that newer or younger artists does. Like I really did expect visuals for Cowboy Carter since we didn't really get them for Renaissance. We just got the
Right.
tour, which we were the visuals. So I definitely expected Cowboy Carter to come harder, like as far as the visuals and stuff go.
Hmm.
But I respect her doing whatever the fuck she wants to do, and she has absolutely earned that right to be able to do that. So she don't have to grind the way she used to. She don't have to make a music video for every single song like she used to. Like she just does
Hmm.
not have to do that. So
Yeah. She does what she wants. That's why she's the number one.
yeah, yeah,
Period.
number one. Yeah, one of one. Yeah, top two,
The
not
only
two.
one.
Period. So yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't know. Did I add that? I feel like I probably added that later on, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, so let's see. As far as the planner community, the only thing notable that I wrote down on here was that Joanne filed for bankruptcy. I have not heard anything else about that. My Joanne is still open as far as I
Yeah.
know. I knew that didn't mean all of them were closing, so I don't know. I think some of them might have closed in some places, but nothing really else like changed as far as I know.
Yeah. Only thing that I have noticed, and again, I don't really go in too often because I'm not sewing as often, and I'm not like buying like planner stuff that would be in Joann's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the few times that I have been throughout the year, it just seems like the stock is a little bit low.
Mm.
Even like, especially with planner stuff, but even like their fabrics and stuff, I'm like, where y'all at?
Mm.
Like, it just maybe they're scaling down in the stores that they're keeping and
Mm-hmm.
getting rid of completely the stores that aren't doing so well. But yeah, I haven't heard other than that. That's just my
Mm.
observation. I don't know.
Yeah, I
And
mean, Joanne has kind of felt low effort for a while. I mean, and we kind of started to notice
oh
that
yeah.
initially, and what they were showing as far as planner stuff and
Mhm.
stickers and things like that. Like, I don't know if my Joanne got new Happy Planner stuff in the past year. I really don't. I really don't.
That was
So
true in 2018 too. So, but yeah, like you
it
said,
started
always
to
been low
wane.
effort. Yeah.
It's getting worse and worse because even back then we always preferred for stuff to be like in Michaels
Yes.
because
Yeah.
Michaels would show up and show out,
Hmm.
but even that has kind of lessened over the past couple years, but definitely not to the extreme that Joanne has. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Very odd.
Yeah.
Very odd. But yeah, y'all, on that note, we're gonna take a quick break and we will be back. All right, y'all. So we are back and let's head on into April. So, one of the craziest things that happened in April was I guess realization is the best word for it, about Honey Boo Boo's mom, whatever her name is, like spending all her money.
Mama June.
Mama June. Yeah,
I
there we go.
don't
Mama
remember that because
June.
my birthday month,
Yeah,
but
there we go. Yeah, she spent like a good amount of the money that Honey Boo Boo had earned, from their time on TLC, which, mind you, Mama June and the rest of the family was obviously getting paid for that as well. So she not
yes,
only spent her own money that she
you
was earning
spent.
herself, but
Yeah.
the money that her daughter was earning.
So Honey Boo Boo literally just had the money that was legally obligated to be pulled from.
The minimum.
Yeah.
Because they had something that there are laws, I believe in that state where
Hmm.
she had to allot a certain amount of money, and I don't think it was a lot. I don't think it was more than like maybe 20% or something like that that had
Yeah.
to be put aside in an account for her. So that was literally it.
Which is sad. I'm gonna have to
Very.
like look into and check in and see like where they are. Like I feel like that's relationship ruining type. It's kind
Yeah,
of wild that they caught that on camera.
I know. It's very wild. And she used the excuse of having houses and stuff like that to pay for. But it's just like
Hmm.
you were making a decent amount of money at that time too. And it's like, even if you're not like extremely financially literate, like you have contacts with people who are at this point, and you just need to be thinking about the future and thinking about the fact that as much money as y'all are making now, y'all are not always going to have that
Right.
earning potential if
Yeah.
you don't do right. Especially coming from like being a reality TV person.
Yeah.
Your
Exactly.
time is then. Your time is then, and you really have to make the most of it and be very, very wise
Hmm.
with your money. But even if we could get over Mama June being irresponsible with her own money, like being irresponsible with her child's money is actually insane.
Yeah, it's sad because
Mm-hmm.
I mean just thinking like that baby had to be on 100% of the time. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
reality
Her
TV, so
whole
they were
childhood.
yeah they had
Yep.
a camera in her face, and for her to come out of it like at the end, she's probably like I'm gonna have this money to start off my life and
Mm-hmm.
go to school with, and to find out that there's basically nothing there
Mm.
is it's so shitty. How
I,
can you do that to your child?
I
Just
can't
don't
even
get it.
imagine. I can't. Yeah,
Don't get it.
we definitely need to check in on that because I haven't heard anything
Yeah.
else about that situation since it happened. I mean, I don't follow Honey Boo Boo closely or anything anyway. I've never
Right.
watched the show, but obviously, hopefully
Girl,
she's
I can't
good.
imagine. I'd be like heartbreaking if I had to use $5 to get a sandwich that Ashton left in the car or something.
I
I'd
know.
be like, let me replenish. It's $5. I
I
can't
know.
imagine just spending my baby money like that.
I know. I know. Also in April, we got the announcement from Gypsy Rose that she had left her husband Ryan, who she had married while she was in prison,
Mhm.
to get back with her ex fiance Ken. And spoiler alert, she also gets pregnant with Ken's baby not too far after this. And obviously, there was lots of speculation about paternity, overlapping timelines. It was messy, messy, messy. And this situation continues to be messy on the internet
Mhm.
months later. Because for a minute, there was some speculation about her and Ken possibly breaking up and him not coming to the baby shower, even though
Mhm.
allegedly he did, and her being jealous over her ex and them. Hot mess. Hot mess. Oh
Gypsy
my
don't need to be
gosh.
on the internet. There was a point in
Mm-mm.
time I feel like maybe before this or maybe directly after this where she kind of got off, and I was hoping that
She got
the
off
people,
for a very short amount of time.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was maybe a month at
Mm-hmm.
best,
At
but I
best.
was hoping that the people around her were like, because she needs so much therapy. She needs so much,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't even know what you call it, like socialization, like understanding the world, like
Yeah.
it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
I
that didn't
mean,
last long.
she is basically living her like teens and early 20s that she really didn't get to live
Yeah.
via her circumstances with her mom and being in
Hmm.
prison.
Yeah.
So it's like she is making her young mistakes as an adult in front of the whole world. So it's a
Yeah. Is
lot.
that show still going on for her? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't
Was
think
it also TLC?
so. No, I think that was Lifetime.
Oh,
You know, TLC's
which not as
cousin.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't know. Also, obviously, the biggest thing that probably happened in the planning community this year was Go Wild Dallas.
Hmm.
Getting to experience that, being back in Dallas, the food, the hotels,
Girl, I think
it
about that
was so
barbecue place we
nice.
went to
It
daily.
was so good. It was so
I'm still mad. We had
good.
so much food, we had to leave it. I'm like,
I
man,
know, I know, and
I'm
I'm glad.
mad.
I'm glad I got to take y'all to Eddie V's. We got to go to
Yes.
HTO. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, it was so much fun. That Go Wild definitely goes down in the history books for me. It was just, it was great. It was
yeah,
great.
it's always good seeing our peoples too and
Mhm.
just being around like-minded people at Wild and
Mhm.
getting to do a live show. So that was huge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
That our live pod was absolutely amazing.
mhm.
Shout out to all of our peeps that were there. Lots of our Patreon peeps were there and showed
Yes.
out. And also some new people. People who had never listened to the podcast before just took a chance and came to the live and had a
Yeah.
great time. So that
Yeah.
was an
Hopefully we got
experience.
y'all still listening to this day. Let us know.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the first time you listened to us was at the live show in Dallas and you're still listening now, definitely drop us a
Yes,
line
that would
on
be so
IG or
cool to
something
know.
and let
Yeah.
us know. Yeah, but it was so fun. Do you remember what was your favorite part of Go Wild Dallas? Whether it was like an event, a speaker party, or whatever. What was your favorite part?
Oh, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I love the food.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's the the Dutch Bros. I thought that was fun.
Oh yeah. We
I
did go to Dutch Bros.
thought
We
that was really
did.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um I don't know. I just love hanging out with y'all. I think
Yeah.
that's the best part because
Yeah.
we talk all the time, but it's being in person is like it's
Mm-hmm.
like a family reunion. But from the uh, I'll say a speaker,
Mm-hmm.
V for
Oh
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
V was amazing.
I
Yes.
feel like V was talking directly to me. It was very much so a
Mhm.
creator kind of
Mhm.
speaker. So I get if you're not a creator, you ain't really connect with that,
Mhm.
but I really did and got a lot out of that. But
I
I
agree.
think I think that yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with that. Yeah.
I totally agree, and I also think it will be cool to hear from V at a future Go Wild because the
Hmm.
social media landscape is just changing so much, and that's kind of what they centered their discussion about.
Yeah.
And honestly, they are like one of the only people giving me any type of hope for like the future of TikTok. So we need more V. We need more V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow V on YouTube. Maybe I'll
Yep.
I'll try to see if I can grab the link and remember to
Hmm.
put it in the
There we
description
go.
because I know they're trying to grow YouTube as well, but creators
Hmm.
helping creators. I don't know how much we can do
Period.
for her, but still.
Period. And you know
Yeah.
what? And V is also on Instagram, and that's where I follow them as well.
Mhm.
And their content translates very well to Instagram, which is not always the case for everybody that's on
Yeah.
TikTok. But I find that their content translates very well to Instagram.
Oh,
So,
that's good. That's good.
hmm,
I know they're trying to like it's hard to transition short form to long form, like to come over to YouTube.
yes,
I know they're like trying to work that out,
yep.
but I'm glad that it does work to Instagram because, like you said, you could tell like you
Hmm.
just reposted.
You could tell
Sometimes you can
exactly.
tell, but yeah,
Yep.
I'm glad it translates well.
Exactly. And we got to meet V at Plan Jamma, and
Yes,
they were so sweet to put on our Planners and Wine button and take a picture with us. And all. That was a highlight for sure.
yeah,
And we
we did
got to meet
that.
Amanda Rachel Lee at Plan
Yes,
Jamma. I think my highlight was absolutely Plan Jamma. Like it was just so much fun. The music is always so good. We got to work a little bit and go live on the
hmm
Wild Instagram page at Plan Jamma and just dance and party. Seeing Jeanette on the dance floor was just so much fun. Playing Jano was just a time. It always is. It always is.
yeah. It's always a good time. Yeah, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like all the Plan Jamma, we were just like it was kind of like a dance party networking kind of thing. We just kept
Yes,
running into people we couldn't
we
meet
did.
throughout. Like,
Frank, we saw
yeah,
him at Playing Jamma.
yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
yeah.
It was great. And also, the welcome party, which was hosted by Archer and Olive this year, and those dueling
Mhm.
pianos. That was the first time I'd ever experienced dueling pianos, and it was so much fun.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that.
I y'all got to give me lyrics. I can't get up. Everybody was like asking, like, "You gonna get up there?" I have to have the lyrics.
Right.
I can't
There we
remember
go.
off the top
It's
of
not
my
the
head, but
same. It's not the
yeah.
same.
But it was
Exactly.
super fun though. It was super
So
fun.
fun. Yes. Okay, moving on to pop culture. You're gonna in May, you're gonna have to refresh my
Mhm.
memory on I don't remember. I know there was a lot that happened in the beauty community this year. The euphoria situation. Was it was the foundation shades,
Yeah,
right?
that it was just
Okay.
black.
Oh, oh,
Remember, it literally was just
because
black.
at first, that's why I called it part two. Because I think
Yeah.
last year they had a very limited shade range, and
Yes.
that was the issue. And
Mhm.
then this year they came
They
out with
said
a
here,
black
there.
bottle of paint
Yeah.
and called
Yeah.
it foundation.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I am happy to report I feel like they have never recovered from that. This is not a Tarte situation where Tarte is still like the number one makeup, whatever.
Yeah.
They just have not been able to recover from that.
It was too egregious, and they
Mhm.
also just did such a shitty job dealing with it because they
Yeah.
just disappeared for several months. Like I'm literally trying to go, I'm going to their TikTok page now just to see if they are active. It looks like they're active, but they got like 2 people in the comments. So I don't know if their comments are limited or if just nobody is paying
Try to comment and see if
attention.
it's limited.
Let me see.
Because it'll
Is
show.
this thing on? Okay, it's show. It's show. But you know what? I'm looking at a video from 2 days ago.
Mhm.
23 likes and 7 comments. This page has over 100,000, almost 200,000 followers. Okay,
Yikes on trikes. Yeah.
and all the comments are 8 likes is brutal but deserving. To be
Damn.
honest, it's funny seeing the comments having more likes than the actual video itself.
Oh,
This
they're
is
getting ratio
brutal,
bad.
very bad. So like
Oh.
nobody is checking for youth for they are active now and nobody cares. And if I remember correctly, it took them like months and months to
Yeah, I
even
wanna say, like,
acknowledge.
back in October, she came out with
Mm-hmm.
her apology, and it was just full of excuses. She was having a
Yeah.
baby, life was life, and as if all of us ain't having those same type of issues.
Mm-hmm.
It was not well received at all.
Was
Yeah,
not. It
they
was
just
too late.
yeah. Yeah.
Like this happened in May, and you're just now you wait till like almost the last half of the year to like
Yeah.
even say anything or acknowledge. Like I get laying low for a while, but you need to like acknowledge the harm that you caused, take accountability for it, and then lay low. You can't
Yeah.
lay low initially and then come back months later.
Yeah, that was just
Crazy.
bad. That was so bad. Like they made the foundation before trying it on people, then tried to like literally go to Africa and find people in the mall.
They literally had to go to the ends of the earth to
Yeah, to
find
find
one
somebody who can
singular
match it.
person that actually kind of worked for it. And even then it didn't,
It did not.
because people's skin is not just one color.
We're not truly just black. I mean, we black, but that's just
That was
not how
wild.
color works.
That was
We are
wild.
alive. We
Yeah.
have blood that goes through our veins. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what color theory is.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
egregious. That was so
Egregious.
egregious.
So crazy. Uh so May is when the Kendrick versus Drake most epic battle of probably my lifetime, or at least my consciousness for sure,
Yeah.
took place. I cannot believe this was that long ago. It feels like it was like within the last month or two. I swear it does not feel like it was that long ago.
I feel like it resurges a bit because Kendrick dropped that album. So now
Yeah.
a lot of folks are
Yeah. It
talking about it
feels,
again. Yeah, so it
yeah.
feels a little bit more recent, but
Also,
this
it took over the entire summer. So
oh
even though it
yeah.
started in
Yeah.
May, it went from literally like May to like August. So that's why I think another thing why it feels so like
Yeah.
recent.
Yeah. Not Like Us was the song of the summer, if
It
not the
was.
year, honestly.
I think it was the song of the year.
Yeah.
I think it was. It like if you think of one singular song that of 2024, I think you think of like Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, and I think you think of Not Like Us. It's like I think it's up
Maybe
there.
Text 'em Hold'em is
Maybe
3
take
or something,
total.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yikes
Wow.
on Trikes. That song is calling you a pedophile, Drake.
And that's gonna come
We
up
gonna get
again.
there. Yeah.
This is gonna come up again. But yowza, this was insane.
Oh.
And the swiftness of like how the music was dropped, like Drake song wouldn't even get cold yet. Okay.
Mm-mm.
And Kendrick will be dropping a new song, like literally within like 12 hours. It was insane. It was so like
It
Kendrick had a lot of time on his hands. He was like, nope, I'm
I
dropping again. I'm dropping again.
it's so funny because I look back on this. I identify a lot with Kendrick, not only because he's also a Gemini, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he's the type of person that always get underestimated a lot because he is to himself and quiet, and I
Right.
relate to that a lot.
Right.
And typically you don't see me upset until you get to the point, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like I'm crashing out, and people could be like, okay, like with Kendrick, okay, Kendrick, this is a lot, you doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Kendrick thought that and said, fuck it, I am at this point now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna keep going. And I feel like I relate to that a lot because you kind of get to a point where you just cannot stop,
I
and he
mean,
did not stop.
if Standing on Business was a person, it would literally be Kendrick Lamar. Like he just absolutely refused to back down at all, and it's been insane. And there's a reason why we're gonna keep talking about this.
Yeah.
In both episodes of this recap is gonna have this involved because oh my gosh. Oh, also in May we had the extremely tragic video of Diddy assaulting Cassie in that
This was
hotel
May.
dropping. Mm-hmm. And if you remember correctly, back I think Cassie's lawsuit came out like maybe October, November of 2023,
Yeah,
and
like
she
right
had
before that.
alluded to
Yeah.
that event, and then that video dropped in May, and I mean, it has just been an extreme and well-deserved downward spiral for Diddy as far as like his reputation and the legal system since then, because I think when the lawsuit came out, I think that there was some people were still had some speculation and were doubtful of Cassie's story because we know how the world works. Like people don't
Yeah,
ever
we
want to
believe
believe
men. Yeah.
nothing about rich and powerful men. Especially people like Diddy and his reputation and the whole love persona and all that BS or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Brother
Um,
love.
yeah, so even though he settled that lawsuit suspiciously fast for a humongous amount
I
of
mean, it was like
money,
less than 24 hours,
it was
wasn't
a
it?
very
Yeah.
quick turnaround. It was a very because if he had initially denied everything and then out of nowhere it settled. So I don't know if it had come to light at that time that she had a video or her people had this video or something, and that's why He did, but even after that, he was still like vehemently denying
Mm-hmm.
any sort of wrongdoing. And then this video dropped, and it was undeniable at all. So
Again, all of the truth
all
coming
the
out
truths.
about these bad actors
This is
that has
what
been on a pedestal for
this
so
is what
so
Kat was
long.
talking about. Yep.
Yeah.
This is what Kat was talking about. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Diddy again later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the amazing rep from Texas, Jasmine Crockett, came out with probably one of the best lines of the year: "Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body," in reference to Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I've never heard anything so accurate. That was so
You
good.
know that she has been saying that and adding the bitch at the end for months. Like the way that
The bitch
she
is
was like
silent.
with
She is so
with
quick.
that
Yeah.
uh
Mm-hmm.
and the classiness to leave bitch out. Love
Mm.
her. Love
Love.
her.
We stand Dance with Crockett over here. We stand Dance with Crockett over here. You know, I'm really mad I
Yes.
never got one of those t-shirts. So I'm pretty sure there was a t-shirt created not too long after
Oh
this.
yeah.
But
Especially on like TikTok shop.
I'm mad I
So
didn't get a
yeah.
t-shirt. As far as the planner community goes, we had the drop of the Laurel Denise portrait planner, which
Mhm.
is such a cool planner and it's such a innovative idea. And I just love the innovation that comes from Laurel Denise. They're always doing something different. I personally have not tried this planner, but I know you have. Haven't
Mhm.
you, Myra? You like
I
it?
do like it. The only thing I don't like is the weight distribution because all
Mm-hmm.
of the weeklies are at the bottom. So the top of it
Mm,
like basically only has what like 12 to 20 pages
yeah.
since it's just that muffly part at the top.
So the bottom is
So
just very thick.
yeah. So
Yeah.
please, Laurel, make inserts for
Mm-hmm.
this, please. So I could put at the top and make it, you know,
Yeah,
balance
that
it
would
out
be
a little
cool.
bit. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's the only
because
thing I don't like about it.
even if she came out with maybe like in the back of it, like some note pages that were like half pages that were like
Hmm.
just at the top or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
just to balance it out, or like insert some notes pages or something like that, I think that could be really cool and help with that
Hmm.
issue. But yeah, love that. Love that. All right. Last month of this half of 2024, we started out with the announcement that Ashanti and Nelly were not only married but expecting their first child together. And I'm sorry, I just love the Ashanti and Nelly love story and this very good example of when spinning the block goes right.
The very few.
I love them. It's just so cute. And we literally got to see them being reunited from the beginning because
Hmm.
we saw that moment where they were on stage and Nelly approached Ashanti out of nowhere and he had was with the "give me my hug" type of situation,
Yeah.
and they hadn't talked in a very long time, and I believe that is what it sparked their reconciliation, and I just love that for them. They're so cute.
They are cute. I hope they are doing well with new baby. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes you meet the right person at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the situation with this. So happy. Sometimes you just never get the right time, but
Right.
happy that they did. It
Me too.
seems. Yeah.
Me too. Only thing I will say that if I was Nelly's ex, the one that he dated in between him, Ashanti and him first relationship, and then them getting back together, I would be sick.
Yeah,
I
I'd be
would
like,
be sick. So you wanted her the whole time. So
yeah.
you was never over her for real. That's what I would be thinking, even if
Yeah.
it's not
I
true.
would have to work through that in therapy for
I
sure.
would have to work through that. That would be an issue for me for a minute. It
Yeah.
would. It would. Okay, next thing is I watched my first ever season of Love Island US.
Hmm.
I have never been a Love Island watcher. For some reason, I decided to watch this season, and man, it was a great season to start watching Love Island. It was so freaking good. My only regret is that I literally have like nobody to talk to about it because none of my people watched. So I
Was
was
this
on my own.
also when Big Brother came back? Was that also
It
in June?
Big Brother, I believe, came back in July.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Big Brother, I
Yeah.
believe, came back in July. So I don't know. I think I might have been looking for something to do
Yeah, in
until Big
between.
Brother
Yeah.
came back. Because then Big Brother, Love Island is a lot of episodes. You get a new episode every day of the week except for Wednesday. So you literally getting like 6 episodes a week. But it is so freaking good. And this season was just so freaking amazing. We had so many good people and couples. And I believe this was the first Black couple to win a US season. So that
Oh,
was
okay.
I freaking conic. And they're still together and they are so freaking cute. So
Yay, that
love
works.
them.
Yeah.
So good. So I'm looking forward to the next season of Love Island next summer. It's just something great to do during the summertime when TV is kind of trash and you don't have too much to watch. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. TV do
mhm.
slow down a lot during the summer. Yeah.
Yes, it does. It does. Only thing Planet World we had is that CPC sold out so freaking fast. It sold out literally within an hour. And that was just crazy to me. But I believe CPC always sells out really fast. But this was the first year that it had been back in a long time, right? Was it this year, 2024, or
That
was
was
it
back
last
last
year?
year. Last
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Okay, I can remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I heard it
Yeah.
was really fun.
It looked
So,
like it was really fun. Coco Michelle, I love her coloring books and her art style.
mm-hmm,
She was one, I don't know if it was a speaker or breakout session or something, but she was there. So it looks like everybody had a really good time. Hopefully
mm-hmm.
we can get tickets. I am not fighting like this the Hunger Games. So if I get
Mm-mm.
it, I get it. I don't,
If
I
I
don't.
get
That's
it,
how I
I
feel
get
about
it.
it.
But you know what? One cool thing about CPC is once you're an alumni, you're always an alumni. So if
Mhm.
we're interested in going next year or whenever, we still can get in on the alumni pre-sale. We still because I remember getting that email for
Okay,
the
I was gonna
alumni
ask. I
pre-sale
don't think
this
I
year.
got it,
Yeah. So yeah,
but
we can still make it work. So
yeah.
yeah, who knows? We might pop up at the next CPC. Who knows?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show people.
There we go. There we go.
We'll see if we
And
make it.
I believe Little Words Project was at CPC. I
Oh
think their
yeah, yeah.
founder, one of the
Mhm.
owners, somebody like that was like a speaker there. So I thought that that was a very, very cool thing to have and something that just feels like such a natural fit for a planner conference. So we
Yeah,
love Little Words Project.
yeah, yeah, we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did
But
good
yeah,
with their speakers this year for sure.
they did.
Mhm.
They did. But on that note, y'all, we are at the end of part one of our 2024 recap. It has been so fun to just go down memory lane because some of this stuff I literally have not thought of since it happened. So yeah, if there were any moments at the first half of 2024 that were really memorable to y'all, whether it's in pop culture, social media, the planner community that we did not mention, definitely shoot us a line and let us know. But yeah, Myra, so far, what has been your biggest moment of 2024 that we have covered?
Between either Meg and Nikki or Drake and
The
Kendrick.
beef. Myra loves beef.
I love beef
Okay.
apparently. But that I feel like those are the two pivotal moments for me.
Yeah.
And of course Wild, but
Yeah, for
on the
sure.
planner side. But yeah, how about you?
I think for me, um, definitely Cowboy Carter. And even we
Mhm.
didn't even talk about like the fact that like we had Cowboy Carter drop and then we had Go Wild Dallas and we were able to do like a Cowboy Carter like listening party and stuff. I totally have forgot about that. That was
Yeah.
so
Oh
much
yeah.
fun. Definitely Cowboy Carter and also Love Island season 6 was just so epic and just such a great episode, such a great season to start watching Love Island with, and I'm so excited for next year. And it really like took over my life for a solid month. A solid
It
month.
did. It
It
did,
did.
y'all.
I was sleeping and drinking Love Island. I hated Wednesdays when we didn't get a new episode. This show had me on the edge of my seat, the edge of
uh
my seat.
to
And
the
it's not,
point, y'all, she
uh,
wasn't even watching Big Brother. And
I
she
wasn't
brought
watching
me
nothing.
in a Big Brother. It was
I
just
was not
that.
watching nothing else. Okay. It literally was like my whole life was around Love Island. Like I was literally like, okay, I need to hurry up and cook dinner because Love Island about to start and I can't miss this episode. Literally.
You legit adjusting your days to these
Lit
episodes.
Girl, I was living for it. I was living for it. So yeah, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening. We are so excited about part 2. We hope y'all
Yes.
enjoyed part 1. That's all I got. You got anything else for the people, Myra?
No. I was gonna say honorable mention. I don't know which month this happened, but that Taylor
Mhm.
Swift album did drop. I'm sure people
Oh
Did you
yeah.
listen to it? It's
No.
not on here because we didn't listen to it, y'all. Not
Yeah.
not because we're
I
ignoring
think
it.
like maybe February. Don't get me. No, April.
No, it was
Because it
April.
dropped.
Because
It dropped right before Go
Go
Wild.
Wild,
Because they
yeah.
had a listener party there. Shout
Mhm.
out to Erica at the sticker party.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Um, we had a lot of good
Let us know
albums
y'all thoughts
that
if
dropped too.
we had
Mm-hmm.
what?
A lot of good albums that dropped this year.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
Sabrina
for sure.
Carpenter album, Short and Sweet is another great one. Glorilla's album, Meg
Mhm.
Stallion's album. We had a lot of good albums that dropped this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. This was a good year for music if you
mm-hmm.
love all the different genres and stuff too. But I had a
Yes.
feeling somebody was probably gonna say something about that, and it's not. Y'all know we we
Y'all know
lean towards Beyonce, but it's no
we
shade.
we lean Beyonce, but also like when it comes to Taylor, I'm just more of a pop girl Taylor. So like, 1989, Lover, those are my Taylor albums that I love. And I don't think this is a pop album. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so I like pop girl Taylor. So what can I say? But yeah, guys, on that note, thank y'all so much for listening. We are so excited to get into part 2. We hope y'all enjoy it as well. And we will talk to y'all soon.
Bye, y'all.